Nigeria is a great nation, and you can be proud of the progress you've made. Together, you've won your independence, emerged from military rule, and strengthened democratic institutions. You've strived to overcome divisions and turn Nigeria's diversity into a source of strength. You've worked hard to improve the lives of your families and to build the largest economy in Africa. Now you have a historic opportunity to help write the next chapter of Nigeria's progress.
Hausa Fulani people, we are told by the British that they have the right to rule in perpetuity Nigeria. The British in 1953 and 57 were involved in a massive fraud to rig the census results. In other words, they skewed the numbers to always favor the Hausa Fulani people that they may remain in power. And the reason for that is that the British is scared that Biafran people, especially the Igbos, are somehow human, that we can think properly. Yeah. And we have the oil. The oil wells is in the oil wells, the reserves, everything is where we come from.
All right. So here we go again. This is another proof that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just a freedom fighter, but a true man of God, a man of prophecy, a man who speaks and it comes to pass. Wait, not be all those ones you dey hear. I'm sure that most of us have not heard about this now. Now listen, a couple of days ago, about 2 days ago, I posted a video on this channel where I showed us the interview that the former president of Nigeria, President Ebele Goodluck Jonathan, granted. And in that interview, Goodluck said that the level of Americans' interference in Nigerian election is very overwhelming. In 2015 general election, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan said that. Let me show you the video.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming. It's not as if I couldn't have won the election even with that. But if by my own thinking and also the way some other people look at it, they go outside the normal diplomatic relationship, then it should be mentioned.
Now, after this, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan in that video went ahead to say that Obama made a speech. You know, Obama was the president of America then, 2015. That Obama made a speech telling Nigerians that it is time to vote for the next chapter. And who is or who was the next chapter then? It was Goodluck's opponent, which is Buhari. Let me also show you the video.
Sending that person to Nigeria at the eve of election, after Obama even issued a statement directing Nigerians to vote for the next chapter, that tells you something. And we should not sweep this under the carpet. If a foreign country, whether African country or even America or any other country, interferes with our own elections, we should mention it.
Nigeria is a great nation, and you can be proud of the progress you've made. Together, you've won your independence, emerged from military rule, and strengthened democratic institutions. You've strived to overcome divisions and turn Nigeria's diversity into a source of strength. You've worked hard to improve the lives of your families and to build the largest economy in Africa. Now you have a historic opportunity to help write the next chapter of Nigeria's progress by voting in the upcoming elections. For elections to be credible, they must be free, fair, and peaceful. All Nigerians must be able to cast their votes without intimidation or fear. So I call on all leaders and candidates to make it clear to their supporters that violence has no place in democratic elections, and that they will not incite, support, or engage in any kind of violence before, during, or after the votes are counted. I call on all Nigerians to peacefully express your views and to reject the voices of those who call for violence. And when elections are free and fair, it is the responsibility of all citizens to help keep the peace, no matter who wins. Successful elections and democratic progress will help Nigeria meet the urgent challenges you face today. Boko Haram, a brutal terrorist group that kills innocent men, women, and children, must be stopped. Hundreds of kidnapped children deserve to be returned to their families. Nigerians who have been forced to flee deserve to return to their homes. Boko Haram wants to destroy Nigeria and all that you have built. By casting your ballot, you can help secure your nation's progress. I'm told that there's a saying in your country, to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done. Today I urge all Nigerians, from all religions, all ethnic groups, and all regions.
Now, after watching this video, let me shock you a bit. Do you know that all these things I have said now and all these videos you have watched has been prophesied by our dear leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Do you know? Let me tell you again. Did you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went ahead to prophesy what will happen after that 2015 general election? Did you know? Don't worry, I'm going to show you that. Did you know also that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in the next video you're going to watch now, also went ahead to tell more about President Obama? Yes, some of us don't know this fact, but just sit back, you're going to watch it and hear what our leader said about him. You see, when I tell you that they came late, indeed, they came late. You know that thing that happened in the scripture when Jesus was born, as we were told. Herod heard that Jesus was born, and then he thought the best way he could kill Jesus was to unalive all children below 2 years, right? And he went ahead to unalive all children below 2 years. And yet, he couldn't get Jesus. Mary and Joseph took Jesus away. That is exactly what has happened. If Nigeria had known, they would have probably found a way to take away Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but it's too late. You know that Bible passage that say, I don't know why I've loved quoting Bible in this video now. You know that Bible passage that said that whom God has blessed, no man can curse. Indeed, God has blessed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, and believe in me, that man is beyond a man. Now, I'm going to allow you now to watch this video now. Watch it and hear the things he said about Nigeria and about America. And the interference, the British, or should I say the white, their interference in Nigerian issues. You see all these things you are seeing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a British, but since he has been arrested, have you heard about the British talk about him? Ask yourself why. Don't worry, in this video you are going to hear one of the things he said is the reason. So please, I beg you to sit back, watch it and learn. I tell you, at this time, you don't need somebody to be telling you what is happening. You need to be hearing it. And on this channel, you hear it as it is, undiluted. We don't, formulate anything here. Whatever I tell you here, I show you the video. That means it is authentic. So please sit back and watch it. And if this is your first time coming across my video, I beg you, please do well to subscribe, because on this channel we bring educative content, informative content, and we share thoughts together, right? So please watch it now.
I am going to give the whole world, I'm going to expose to the world a history you have been hiding for long. And I'm giving you 12 more days. If nothing is happening, then I'll release it. I don't want Nigeria to break down or to break into violence or breakdown of law and order. No. I want Biafra to be extricated peacefully. That's what I want. I want Biafra to go peacefully. If you insist in dragging your feet to do what is necessary, to do what is right, I've told you what to do many times, or in the release of Olisametu, what I'm about to do now is a child's play compared to what I will do to you then. Now, let me start this evening. I want to now begin to name who the agents of racism are, or the agents of racists. They must be grammatically exact. I want to show you, I want to make you understand who the agents of racists are. And they are the people you call your leaders inside Nigeria. Listen carefully. We did not look any further. The fall of President Jonathan was what gave me the clue as to who the real enemies are within. And you must know that Jonathan was toppled by a black man, Barack Obama. You must also know that it was in a bid that what Barack Obama was doing was to maintain white supremacy over blacks Forget all that nonsense working for George Floyd. When he was there, more people died at the hands of the police, white policemen, than under Trump. That is a fact of life. Go and check it. All this sentimental rubbish, I'm not a part of it. You know, we blacks, we love, feeling sorry for ourselves, all that nonsense. It's not for me. Listen, in a big white racism, Barack Obama being an agent of racists over Jonathan in Libya and killed Muammar Gaddafi. We'll get to that later. Gowon was the agent too. As I told you, he had a hand in the killing of Murtala Mohammed. Now I am letting them know. Now, today he's a prayer warrior. Now, the Northern Cabal conspiracy against Jonathan, the Fulani elite, they are agents of racists. Fulani, those you call the Cabal. Fulani, they used to call them the Kaduna before. All those people that you see being controlled by Abba Kyari before he died, they are agents of racists abroad. They are your problem. A white man is not your problem. I want blacks to understand this all over the world. A white man is the least of your problems. Your problem is your stupidity, number one, and secondly, the treachery of most black people. How? You ask me. Now follow this sequentially, please. Get your pen and paper ready. Get your pen and paper ready, please. And note this history. I'm telling you something that newspapers cannot publish. They cannot publish it. That is why everywhere they are listening to Radio Biafra right now, this minute, this second. Listen to this. Goodluck Jonathan was inaugurated in his own right after the death of Yar'Adua. He contested and won in 2011. He was sworn in on the 29th of May 2011. Write that date down. May and June. The same year, after barely less than a month in office, Boko Haram struck. Only 16 days in office. Boko Haram was unleashed. They struck. And I want to give you the reference. Amaka, please spare. Amaka, I know you are very busy. It's a bit late. Kids are going to school tomorrow. But I will ask you to stay with me. It's very important tonight. This program tonight is the program that will cleanse every black person who listens to it. You can no longer be the same. There was a news carried by VOA. I will give you the title of that publication. It's called Islamist Group Claims Responsibility for Nigeria Bombing. 16 days after Jonathan was sworn in 2011, the plan to remove him started. And I am making this assertion so when I go to the US, Obama can sue me. I am making it very clear right now here that President Barack Obama is a jihadist. He is a murderer and he's a killer. Listen carefully. Obama is a murderer and a killer. Obama never loved black people or loved Africa. No. And I'm proving it to you now. With facts and with figures. Somebody saying they were listening to me, but it's cut off. I hope and pray that people are back. They are back. We are nearly at 6,000. Doesn't matter. We'll continue. Keep sharing it. So that Facebook will be... Mad people everywhere. Jonathan was sworn in May, and in June, the Fulani Janjaweed started to kill people. They did not agitate like IPOB. They were not peaceful. They wanted power by all means, and they started to kill their so-called fellow Nigerians to achieve it. And who was helping them? Obama. This news was reported by VOA. on June 15, 2011. Militant Islamic group Boko Haram is claiming responsibility for a suicide bombing outside police headquarters in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on Thursday. Who are the sponsors? Sali Ndume, who is the chief negotiator, Muhammadu Buhari, who said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North, Buhari. Knowing all these things, knowing that Buhari was in bed with Boko Haram, a terrorist group, why did Yorubas vote for him? Yoruba, why did you vote for him? Why? I'm asking a simple question. Because you are all agents of racists all over the world. You want to hold people down. You don't like fairness. You don't like justice. Jonathan must be removed because Nigeria is an Islamic country. Some of you don't know this. I was told when I was in detention in DSS dungeon that Nigeria is an Islamic nation. They don't want any Christian in Asarok. So you don't know that? You don't know that Jonathan was an aberration? They used Obasanjo to compensate the Yorubas for the laws for the killing of Abiola. He's their lucky anyway, he's their lapdog. That's why he cannot speak. Jonathan was a mistake. And after that, they sealed it. That's why they were touting Tinubu. Rather than presidency go to Igbo man, is rather Tinubu, who is the Muslim, will take it. Don't you understand that? They came 16 days after Jonathan was in power. So when I'm asked, when anybody now claiming that from anybody ignorantly and stupidly calling him or herself a Niger Deltan, those you're doing one Nigeria with, as your brother was there 16 days after being sworn in his own right as a president, the bombs went off. These are the people you're in one Nigeria with. All of you are hypocrites. According to VOA is here. The attack came. Now, from then onwards in 2011, Boko Haram intensified the attacks throughout the Northeast. And Jonathan kept paying them money. They kept extorting money from Jonathan. Even Ali Ndume said it a few days ago that he didn't know who those that Jonathan met. Jonathan gave them billions of dollars. They kill you and you pay them. They abduct your daughters and you pay them. IPOB only came out with a flag and songs and you kill us. Hypocrisy. And you want me to be part of that country? Are you not insane? We continue. They started killing. Jonathan made every effort. As I'm speaking to you, you can, if you have diplomats who are your friends, ask them. Jonathan tried frantically, called Obama severally, begged Obama for help. Obama declined. And then Jonathan succeeded in getting a visit to go and see Obama. President Obama welcomed President Goodluck Jonathan of Nigeria to the White House. The president looks forward to consulting with President Jonathan on the latest regional and global developments and deepening our bilateral relationship. You know the usual crap they say. Jonathan, I know that President Jonathan is listening. And a very lovely wife, who is my aunt, of course, Patience, Jonathan. That is why anybody going towards her, look at what's happening tonight. I'm going to destroy the Fulani Cabal. Now, do you know what happened? Jonathan met with, I'm just reading out the press statement from White House to tell you that Jonathan went. After calling Obama on the phone and begging, Jonathan traveled to Washington to go and meet Obama. Hi. It was then, after the fruitless effort, Obama said, no, I will not help you. Point blank, Obama said no to Jonathan. I won't help you. Obama wanted Jonathan out and for a jihadist to come in so that they can continue this march. What is happening today in Nigeria, the killings, the massacre, the mayhem, Obama is aware of it. He planned it. Barack Obama. I'm traveling to the US after the whole coronavirus nonsense. I want him to sue me. I'll be in America and I will say it in the US. I want him to sue me in America. Now listen. Good luck, Jonathan. After enduring all of this nonsense, remember the Christmas Day bombing, 25th of December of 2011. Have you forgotten? In Madala, if I'm not mistaken. After that, the next year, being 2012, according to BBC, Goodluck Jonathan said that officials in his government, the Fulani people in his government, were sponsors of Boko Haram. He said it. BBC, 8th of January 2012. Nigeria's Goodluck Jonathan, officials back Boko Haram. Hey, Nigeria's president, Nigeria's president has said for the first time he thinks sympathizers of Islamic Boko Haram group are in his government security agencies. This is a warning for those of you doing Iraq job, for those of you working for Alamajiri, for those of you who are DSS agents everywhere, for those of you carrying file, working for Janjaweed, thinking we will not know. Do you know that Boko Haram came out? People inside the presidency of Jonathan were working for Boko Haram. Do you know why they were working for them? They wanted one outcome. They want Fulani domination. They wanted a Fulani man to take over power. They had to undermine a Christian, a sitting president who is a Christian, that a Muslim may come in. All of them were. Jonathan confessed. And he confessed because in 2012, Boko Haram was everywhere. Wave after wave of attack. Who were those behind it? Barack Obama, Muhammadu Buhari, and the Islamic Janjaweed movement. That was when what you're seeing happening today, the killings in the north, did not start now. It was conceived by Obama, President Barack Obama of America. That is to tell you that blacks are serving whites, even if they're president or ex-president. Jonathan was pleading. Barack Obama said no. And the Boko Haram went into overdrive. Every Fulani billionaire, all the money they have made, they were giving it to Boko Haram. Compared to IPOB. Nobody has come out from the presidency of the zoo in Aisha's administration to say we gave Boko Haram XYZ. But they can publish what they claim. I am paying our lobbyists in America. Jonathan was complaining the Fulani people in his administration were actually Boko Haram sympathizers. Do you see how people work with one mind? Boko Haram are doing the killings for them. They're in the presidency, strangling Jonathan, quite literally. As if you don't know. See if you don't know. Jonathan was asked to seek help from Israel. Now he's going to be shocked. Remember when Jonathan went to Israel? And he was praying at the wall. Even before then, Jonathan went to Israel. Now let me shock you. Jonathan traveled to Israel because people advised him that since Obama will not help you, you're a Christian, you're a Biafran, you are Igbo, you might as well go to Israel. Israel may help you. Hey, and Jonathan encountered what I also encountered in Israel. And I will say it tonight. Jonathan traveled to Israel. They asked him, do you know who advised him to go to Israel? You know, he's like his namesake, Zeke. They love to surround themselves with Fulani. I don't know why, what is wrong with our people. His security advisor was a Fulani. Everybody was Fulani. They asked him, since Obama have said no, why don't you go to Israel? He didn't know it was a trap. Jonathan traveled to Israel. As a Christian, he believed that that the move will make him feel better. Israel will give him good advice and support. But he didn't know that in world politics that economics is more important than anything. Do you know that? Do you remember when we were growing up? They said it was Mossad that was guarding Babangida. It was Mossad that designed Asarok. It was Mossad that put in place all the security you see in Asarok today. That is why it cannot be taken by a light infantry brigade. They cannot take Asarok. Nobody can storm Asarok and take it. Heavy machinery, or if they're prepared to lay siege to it for months on end. It was designed by Mossad of Israel. Now, when Jonathan got to Israel, not knowing in Israel, they now told Mossad now told Jonathan to go back and consult IBB about what needs to happen. That IBB is the agent. Ibrahim Babangida is an Israeli Secret Service agent. He'll be shocked. He must have fallen off his chair by now. He'll be wondering, how did this madman know this? Now they now said to Jonathan, if you want Mossad to help you fight Boko Haram, that he now needs to go back to IBB and get permission. And IBB knows what to do as their agent. It was at that meeting that IBB recommended that his former aide-de-camp, Dasuki, be made the National Security Advisor. Follow this carefully. I'm saying this tonight to warn Aisha what I will do to you. If you don't listen to this, what I will do to you. What I will do to you. Any ear that hears it will start bleeding. I want to use Ibrahim Babangida and Dasuki and what transpired with Jonathan to give you a taste of what is to come. They asked Jonathan to meet Babangida. Jonathan went and met Babangida. And Babangida said, you will make Dasuki your aide-de-camp, your ADC. And after the agreement was reached, Jonathan was now arranged to travel back to Israel to meet Prime Minister Netanyahu on the 28th of October in 2013. Are you following? Mossad now said, our own brothers in Israel now said to Jonathan, you must work with Dasuki before coming to Israel. Mossad told Jonathan that Dasuki is the only man we trust. You must work with Dasuki. And who recommended Dasuki was IBB, who is their main man. Jonathan had no previous connection with Dasuki. So he now asked for Dasuki to come. Dasuki came. Jonathan knelt down in front of Ibrahim Dasuki to beg him. And Dasuki said to Jonathan, I will work with you only on two conditions. One, there will be no protocol with me. I will run the office of the National Security Advisor as I see fit. And another thing, you must appoint Lamido Sanusi as the CBN governor. That was how Sanusi became the governor of CBN. Are you listening to me? I'm giving you facts and figures. That journalists in the zoo right now, they're going crazy. That was how. Now you can see the chain. They're now circling. The Janjaweed are now moving into position to sack Jonathan completely and destroy him in 15. They said to Jonathan, Dasuki said to Jonathan, appoint my fellow Janjaweed, appoint Sanusi as the central bank governor. And you must give me access to central bank to take however much money I want without protocol. And to facilitate that, I need my own fellow Janjaweed, my own brother, my own fellow Islamist in Sanusi there. So when I go to take the money, nobody will talk. Jonathan agreed and gave his approval. As soon as Jonathan accepted the demand, the northern cabal now mounted the pressure. Go and check the media. They now mounted the pressure for Lieutenant General Andrew Aziza to be replaced. I have the secret. The only reason why I don't want to release it, I don't want Nigeria to, people have died too much. I don't want people to die. I don't want people to die in Nigeria. If I want people to die, if I release what, people will perish. There will be immediate combustion and people will die. I'm feeling Aisha needs to reason and do what I've asked her to do. Not just she knows the number to call to reach us, so we can tell modalities how the referendum is going to go. Or else, I'm finishing Nigeria. Nigeria is gone after tonight. They're finished. Halagomo, Nara. That's what I must preach. Jonathan made Sanusi Lamido, Sanusi CBN governor, so that Dasuki can have easy access to foreign currency without question. He can take any amount he likes. Nobody can question him. That was the deal. Babangida was in on it. Mossad, that was the condition to Jonathan. He wanted access to central bank money. They now replaced Aziza. I want you to know that Aziza was replaced in June of 2012. June 20, he was removed. At the height of Boko Haram insurgency. At the height. There was a publication. And Amaka, don't sleep, oh. Amaka, don't attempt to sleep. Because I'm begging you. Tell Amaka not to sleep, please. I don't need her sleeping tonight. I'm going to read out the headline, and I want to, every headline, every publication that I spell out, I want you to copy it. Copy it. Google it. If you're on my page, you should be able to find it. Search for Nigeria, Northern governors hail removal of National Security Advisor and Defense Minister. These were the grand plan of Babangida with Mossad. Mossad was doing it because they wanted to keep their agent on the ground, who is IBB. But IBB and Dasuki with Sanusi, they now used it to build the base of Boko Haram and the foreign hegemony. They now had access to uncontrollable amounts of money and the foreign currency. Ibrahim Dasuki. I campaigned for him to come out of detention. No doubt about that, because he was detained illegally. I'm not giving you facts and figures. Northern governors hail removal of NSA and Defense Minister. It was published by the Janjaweed Newspaper Daily Trust. Now, at this time, this was when Jonathan realized now that the entire Northern governors, all of them, were all sponsors of Boko Haram. The entire North, everybody wanted Jonathan to leave office before 2016, before the next round of negotiations of oil well contracts. Jonathan had to go. Listen, the Northern States Governors Forum has described the decision of President Goodluck Jonathan to remove Minister of Defense Dr. Bello Haliru and National Security Advisor Lieutenant General Andrew Aziza as a good step in the right direction. These were the people fighting Boko Haram. They now removed them and installed the one person that Babangida advised Mossad is who he wants, Ibrahim Dasuki. And Dasuki now said, I want a central bank governor that I can take money from without. They now recommended Lamido Sanusi Lamido. I think that's it. Sanusi Lamido. I don't know how it's pronounced. The cabal now used Dasuki to create a very strong impression before Jonathan that they are the ones that overthrew Buhari, that nothing will happen. Because it was Dasuki that arrested Buhari when he was overthrown and took him to prison in Benin City, where he spent about 3 years or thereabout. Besides, Dasuki is a former colonel in the army and from a royal family and the 18th son of the Sultan of Sokoto. He is grounded in all the plans and all the plans to sabotage Jonathan's government. He knows everything. So the keeping of Dasuki in detention was a game plan. And they know they all stole the money. And what I'm saying tonight is that Dasuki that gave money to Olisametu is not in prison, but Olisametu is in prison. This is how Nigeria works. And you want me to be a part of Nigeria? You accuse me of stealing, you jail me. But the person that gave the money that you claim you caught me with is working about freely. Is that justice? Is that fairness? Who would want to be in such a country? I'm asking you. Who in their right mind? We'll continue this evening. I said this is lecture that I'm giving. We are giving a lecture. Lecture. Nkuzi. I want to let Aisha Buhari know that the secrets I have about Nigeria is it's just an appetizer. Don't release Olisametu, then you see. This was a simple appetizer. They used Dasuki. The appointment of Dasuki gave Ibrahim Babangida and his men unlimited access to CBN. They stole CBN dry. That man in a wheelchair. Even in a wheelchair, Babangida is still stealing and thieving. He thinks Mossad will defend me. Oh, dear me. You know what they did? They started losing billions of dollars unaccounted for. They said it was for arms procurement. But they only went to buy refurbished tanks. And in the process, billions were stolen. And you know me, I have facts and figures. BBC carried it all. 12th of February 2016, Nigeria to probe generals over arms fraud. Arms fraud facilitated by Ibrahim Babangida, executed by Dasuki through a kleptomaniac in Sanusi. All Fulani, because of Jonathan's cowardice, Fulani Caliphate, the Janjaweed, the feudal lords, they made nothing less than 11 billion US dollars. 11 billion. That was not borrowing money all over the place. Even on a wheelchair, Babangida made money. That is why they can import the grass. You know, the son plays polo with a horse. The grass the horse eats, they import from the parts of Argentina. The horse that Babangida's son, Mohammed, used to play polo, they import it from Argentina. Their zoo is there. 12 senior Nigerian army officers have been handed over to the anti-corruption agency for their alleged involvement in arms scandal. That was the 2 billion they can find. That's why they're holding Olisametu. Olisametu never took any money from anybody, not from central bank, but they're holding him because he is an Igbo man. He is a Biafran. They know nobody will stand up for him. They know the politicians cannot circle their wagon and say enough is enough. They have been backbiting and stabbing each other at the back, and that they are useless. They can't come together to fight for anyone. It's not for us to fight for them. And we shall continue to do so because it's the right thing to do. Generals indicted, or should I say, of course, indicted. That's Nigeria for you. We continue. I'm giving you facts, I'm giving you figures. Furthermore, Transparency International Defense and Security made a report on how all the funds made available to Jonathan's government were looted. So, as the Fulanis were stealing the money, the Fulanis were giving part of it to Yoruba media to say that Jonathan is corrupt. And Jonathan, being a gentleman who cannot speak for himself, was helpless. Obama wanted him out. Israel that he went to, as he ran to them as a brother, they referred him again to Muslims. Mossad of Israel, which is a disgrace, referred Jonathan back to Muslims because they are agents against your own people. Agents against your own people. Terrible. We continue. After Jonathan, the report, let me give it to you, please, so you know what I'm talking about. It was a publication by Transparency International. Transparency, it is called Weaponizing No, that's one. The title is Weaponizing Transparency. Defense Procurement Reform as a counter-terrorism strategy in Nigeria. They are the ones that refused to help Jonathan Obama's administration. But now that Jonathan had gone to Israel and Israel said, do what Babangida asked you to do, which is to appoint Dasuki. And Dasuki said, before I get on, you must appoint Sanusi to give me access to money. They are now blaming Jonathan again for corruption in PDP. Corruption everywhere. We are rats. We are rats. It is that we're taking all the money. This is something they're doing today. That's the way they are. To loot, as Lucas said. Transparency International. No weapon came. Instead of Obama to give weapons directly to Jonathan to go and fight Boko Haram, they asked them to go and bring the money and buy. Jonathan, before Jonathan could get at the money, they said, you must put Dasuki and Sanusi Lamido, and that was the end of it. And instead of fighting Boko Haram, they were busy looting all the money and people were dying. Unbelievable. There are plenty. Very many of them. That was how. This is just a snippet. That was how Jonathan's administration crumbled. That was how it crumbled. Had Israel given him support direct, as Israel gave to Babangida after the coup attempt by Maman Vatsa. Was Vatsa's one or Maman Vatsa and Henry Oka? Gideon Oka. Then Jonathan would have been safe. He would have contested and he would have won. Obama said no. And Mossad said no. And that was the end of him. That was how it happened. And because of that failure of Obama, that is why Christians are being killed today. And to an extent also Muslims. There are reports everywhere. They are claiming that I'm talking to America. I am lobbying America. I am paying so much money to lobby America for the killing of Christians. But it is a fact. And it is here. The full list is here. And Miyet Yala is a terrorist organization. No one has prescribed them. They are still there. The killings are just too many. Which one will I read out and which one will I abandon? Who the man responsible anytime there is killing in the northern part of the zoo called Nigeria? The person that should come to your mind first is Obama. Second is Buhari. Third is Ibrahim Babangida. Fourth is Ibrahim Dasuki. Fifth, you have Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi. Sixth, you have the northern governors, the Sharia North. They are the reason why people are dying today. And they have the temerity to blame Jonathan. They have the temerity to blame the terrorists when they themselves are the ones that used it to leverage it, to siphon and to loot as much as possible. There are headlines all over the world attesting to the fact that Christians in Nigeria, should I say Judeo-Christians, they are facing a war. They have been targeted by Muslim extremists. This is a report coming out of America, is independent. So it is everywhere. Nobody is denying it anymore. Are people not dying? Are people not dying on a daily basis? People are perishing every blessed day. Culminating in the one that you had earlier today, 69 people killed in Borno. That is the gift of Fulani to you. And after all these shenanigans, after all this looting, killing, subterfuge, deception, and lies, somebody will come out and say, I am from the north. I want to contest in 2023. And some of you fools will say, that is what I said. A black man, your problem is in your brain, nowhere else. Any day you learn to reason properly, all your problems are solved. You have running water, you will have electricity, and even Elohim might bless you. We are live and we are direct. The world is listening. The time now is approximately 20 minutes to 10 p.m. in the land of Biafra. What I preach is gospel. Let them, don't release all this now. You will see what will happen. Then you will get the proper analysis. What I find shocking is this. Of all the different ethnic nationalities you have in the north, of which all of them, I am sure, outnumber, at least the major ones outnumber the Fulanis, how is it possible that only 7% of the population is able to control all of you? It's not that the Fulanis are educated. That is what I find astonishing. It's not that they are smart, they're not educated, they move their useless cattle from place to place. They research on how to make suya better by the invented cliche, which is to the art of slicing wafer slice of a meat and you sun dry it. That's the achievement in 33 years. You have all these tribes in the north. They are Fades, they are Chipas, they are Fizeres, they are Fors, they are Lagos, they are Mos, they are Nogutas, the Angas, the Ankwe, the Attackers. All of you are there. You cannot group together and say enough is enough. Look at what they did to Hausa people. The same thing that they're using the likes of Ngige to do today. They will always send a traitor amongst you. That's where they operate. Send a traitor amongst you. So that traitor will be singing. And then they will come. All of you are there. You have not managed to get yourselves together. The Beles, the Bayos, the Bashiris of Plateau State, the Bakos of Bauchi, the Bakos of Bauchi, the Banso of Adamawa, all ethnic nationalities subsumed and swallowed by the Fulani, using terrorism and advanced Janjaweedism. You people, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for all of you. There are the Goas in Adamawa, the Gures are in Kanu. None of them is Fulani Hausa. These are, how come they're not minorities? Do you want me to tell you how many minorities you have? Should I say, let me call them minorities for now. You have in the north. How many minorities you have in the north? It is over 160. In fact, I'll give you the list of market to publish. There is no minority commission in the north. Nobody's complaining in the north. They were conquered and subdued. But our land, in Biafra land, where the Igbo majority ethnicity did not conquer anybody, people are just running their mouth like a broken down machine, just making noise and talking rubbish. Pure nonsense. But look at the north, where there was conquest. The Fulani come subdued. This is Shehanala subdued them. Have you heard anybody? Have you heard anybody from before say, have you heard that name for grammar? They are found in Jigawa, in Kaduna, in Niger, and in Plateau. Very big. The Fulani have so much dealt with them. Nobody can speak. But today I am telling them that IPOB is speaking for them. We want freedom for everybody. I say freedom for everybody. We want freedom for the Kuti, for the Kuteb, for the Kushi. We want freedom for the Kwaro people. We want freedom for the Laru people of Niger. We want freedom for the non-Buddha people of Adamawa. We want freedom for the Limono ethnicity. Have you heard that before?
All right. So after seeing all this, do you not believe that this man is indeed a man of God? Well, please do well to drop your comment on the comment section what you think, all right? I have so many updates to share with you. Thank you very much. I'll see you in my next video. God bless you.